it's Becky with Photography by Rebecca McAfee. And guess what? We are very quickly, the kids are going to hate them saying this, but we are very quickly rolling into back to school and fall sports. What? Yeah, feels like we just started summer break. But I have to say this is probably my most favorite time of the year. But it's cozy, warm, fall leaves, hustle and bustle, all the things. But with all that also comes family photos, senior photos. I'm a senior mom this year. Back to school photos, and what is quickly becoming my most favorite things to shoot, and that is fall sports. Well, sports in general, not just fall. So I am a sports mom myself. My kids have played everything from golf to soccer to basketball, cheerleading, all the things in between. I have been to my share of sports picture days. Some very nicely organized and some complete chaos. I have taken in all of these photo days to kind of learn what works and what doesn't. Now, we are talking youth sports, so there's always going to be some degree of energy and chaos, but I have learned some things to make it run a little smoother, and I plan to explain that. I wanted to kind of start a little series going over my most asked questions I get when I begin working with a league. Okay. Another way I keep photo day moving is to schedule slots for each team. I do this because I get nervous when I've got a big line of people waiting, and then especially when you're dealing with the littles, they get anxious waiting, then you get running around and balls flying and spicy children. So I set up a link for the coaches so that they can each select a slot. A photographer friend of mine helped me come up with a formula so I know about how much time I need for each team. So I schedule slots with that chunk of time, and then the league usually will provide me with rosters and coach information. I use that to send out a link. The team picks a slot that best works with their team's schedules. And then they tell their teams to show up at that time. We take their pictures, get a nice little buffer in between, so we're not having traffic jams of people showing up. This has drastically reduced the time that players are waiting in line for me. Some families will have siblings and friends and want their pictures taken together, and that is always okay. Just let me know. The one other thing that I find that teams typically have to wait around for that causes the traffic jams is group photos. I have two options for group photos. I can composite the team together. What's that mean? That means that I take a picture of each player and I Photoshop them into a group picture. So that means you don't have to, you get your individual picture taken and you're gone, you're done. There's not teams of people waiting around. If you do want that traditional group photo, that's fine. I just need the whole team there for their slot. I could do it either way, but the composite photos drastically reduces the amount of waiting and cranky kids. My first most asked question, how many photographers do you come with? So the short answer is just me. However, that probably leaves you thinking, how are you going to go about getting through a whole league of players? So I bring helpers. My husband, who has helped coach both girls basketball and softball, is my number one assistant. He takes over getting players checked in to my photography system, which we will talk about, and pointing them in the direction of posing guides so they are all ready with the pose when they get in front of the camera. I have a 13-year-old daughter. She loves to come with me. She's great at helping pose. Sometimes if my husband is not available, I have an 18-year-old son who's really good at the checking people in. So I do have helpers. Another thing that I found that typically slows down picture day is keeping track of order forms and teams and players. So about a year ago, I started using a platform called Photo Day. This has drastically reduced the time it takes for me to shoot and turn around photos. For my families, that's you. It means there are 0 forms before picture day. There are a couple of different ways I go about organizing it on my end, which I'm going to go over, but what you need to remember is you need nothing. You show up, get your picture taken. Everything else happens after that. All the ordering is then done online. And I'm going to go into detail in another video about the different options for galleries.